great marijuana. That is the purpose of this meeting, ladies and gentlemen.
Marijuana is referred to as Mary Jane, pot, weed, or tea.
That Michoacan, man, Acapulco Gold, man. I even smoked that tight stick.
We're smoking reefer. The weirdest thing smoking on the internet. The Podheads Web Show.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is 420 on another hashtag Weed Wednesday, and it just so happens to be.
Here, we have to do
Good
it.
job, Mr. JB.
Episode 100, everybody.
Woo! Anyway, we got 100th episode, folks.
Woo!
It's the 100th episode. We are here in the Cypher, and not in the normal Cypher.
Yeah,
We're in a special spot right here. We got to come up with a name for this because this might be where we do the show a lot more frequently. We're here
more
with,
space here.
with our homeboy, Mr. Cash, in his spot. But we'll go around the table here in a second and introduce everybody. As you can see, we have a whole round table here, right?
Got the barbershop.
But if you don't know who you're looking at, it's your boy Frank the Tank, Jimmy Puffett. It's always 420 here in the Cypher.
Always.
My main man, JB
You already
Perez.
know. What's up? Shout out to you if you're watching us live. 100th episode on WJHF, right? Let's say that. The body has been around for a long time. We got a lot of episodes out there, but shout out to you, Joe Boy. WJHM, 100 episodes on the radio. Pay us.
Yeah, he said it. 100 episodes on the radio. WJHM102jams.com is the site, is the app, the podheads.com,
Yep.
all that good stuff. Just Google us. It doesn't matter if it's iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts,
yeah.
Google, wherever you get your show, you can find the Podheads.
Twitch!
And we've got over 100 episodes of doing it like this, but we've got hundreds.
Hundreds.
So go out there and get them. Yeah.
Jeez,
Anyway, it's our 100th episode, so we're going to have fun with this one. I'm not even sure we're going to do breaks today just because it's going to be a little crazy. We'll make it work for the radio. If you're listening, thanks for tuning in. If you're watching, we really appreciate you. Let's go around this. It's our 100th episode. It's the Podheads Web Show.
We had to bring in the
The
big guns,
big
right?
guns.
The big guns.
We've got some familiar faces, some new faces. As of course, you know JB Perez. We're going to start over here with my boys here, Trevor and Jeremy Cash, my homeboys.
What's up, guys?
Thank you guys for coming.
Not a problem.
How's it
The
going?
Cash's spot, right?
Yep.
Psychedelic table we see here. This is the spot.
Super cool.
Thank you
super
for having
cool.
us.
Future spot of the division, sneaker division.
That's what it is,
cannabis
division.
division.
That's
Shout out to the sneaker division. We always shout them out, so you already know.
Yep.
Love you, bro.
Jeremy, we've known for a while. This guy is, both these guys coincidentally have taught me probably more about cannabis and psychedelics than anything else, than any after school program.
And it translates to me. I love you guys.
So, good guys. We're going to have some fun talking to them. Your boy Trevor on the left is definitely living at a higher vibration. I don't know if I would call you spiritualist or what is, but heavy thinker, heavy meditator, definitely has some experience with ayahuasca,
I want to talk about that
LSD,
today.
mushrooms, all that stuff. My man Jeremy, you already know the deal. Any and everything. This guy's an open book.
Thanks for the shirt, bro. I like it. Thank you.
For sure.
Thanks for the shirt.
On the other side of me here, we've got family, blood. You already know. Big Ace in the building.
These guys.
Get this camera on.
Strapping balls.
OG in the building.
Triple OG and his son. Look at
Yeah.
We got the OG and the BG in the building.
Big Ace, little Ace.
That's
Yeah, man. Thank you guys for coming, Big Ace. I already know.
And
OG
AJ,
podcast.
so you already know Ace, right? Big Ace, and then you have AJ there, who's Ace, Junior, right? So
AJ.
he's here.
Thanks for
just
the shirt,
old
bro.
enough, barely old enough to smoke and hang out.
So we're legal all the way around, guys. Come on.
For sure.
Thank you, brother, for coming, guys. It's
Thank you,
been
bro.
fun. And they brought goodies.
So we want the goodies out. We've got all kinds of stuff. Let's just go around. We've got I've got some pretty dank pre-rolls here.
That's the one I
Just
want.
put it
That's
on my
a
ass.
Frankenstein burnt looking.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Like-
turn the camera so we can show off
Yeah.
all of our goodies because we got to do it as we always do. But we don't have the wheel. The
No, we
wheel
don't.
of destiny. is not there yet.
The wheel's not necessary
no,
because
not
we're gonna
today.
do it all
It's
today.
not.
Yeah.
So look at this guy.
The Wheel of
here.
Fortune today.
Um,
That's what it is.
Yeah, this guy is like high potency THC, right? Wrapped in CBD wrap, mixed with infused with oil, right? And so that's gonna be fun. This is let's see, it's called a torpedo.
A
Very,
torpedo. We have
yeah.
a name like torpedo.
Oh.
Torpedo.
Yeah, it's a gram of bud and a gram of wax.
Okay.
So yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
Gamma bug, gamma watch.
What else do we got over there?
Edibles. I
JD?
love this. The gas heads. Check it out. Gas heads.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
hair heads. But yes.
Yeah, so we got all kinds of edibles. Trevor,
that, Trevor.
look at this beast over here.
Look at this. Trevor wanted to light this bad boy before we even started. Oh my God.
Show the packaging on this. This
Yeah,
thing is so
good.
fancy. It comes
hybrid.
in a little
Yeah,
Backwards.
case.
Limoncello.
Limoncello. So we're smoking super fancy, pinkies in the air.
We got two of those.
Look at that sauce. 2 grams of bud. Big Ace has got one over there too. I'm so excited. How about this one here? What else we got over there?
That looks like it's growing mushrooms on it.
Oh God. So we've got this thing here is it's
What
not
is
not a joint dipped in cocaine.
That's not it.
It's not a joint dipped in cocaine.
Cocaine?
No, I'm a little shaky because I just had a Red Bull. This is crazy. Anyway, it's like apparently this is like keef
Keef?
from like
Never seen
shatter.
Keef that way.
Cannabis powder.
Yeah, cannabis powder. So it's a high grade
Cannabis
dipped in cannabis
powder.
powder. Big
Keef.
Ace has got what is it? Syrup?
It's that lean, dog. It's that lean.
Scissor.
Is it weed lean? Is that what it
It
is?
surely is 750 milligrams.
Watermelon.
If you build it, they will come. I
Yeah.
tell you.
So we've got the goodies, and we haven't even shown you the half of it. So much going on.
Watermelon.
But yeah, it's gonna be fun. 100 freaking episodes, and so we're doing it big. Anyway,
Yep.
let's do this as we always do. Somebody like something, pass
Pass it
something.
around, like
We're
it.
gonna have some fun. If you're watching on
Who's the
Facebook,
point?
YouTube,
Lost the point.
you got like
lost
right here.
He lost it.
How already?
How high are you?
Oh, the blunt was sitting right here. Where'd it go?
Check on you, my man. It's under your ass. It's under your ass, Big Ace.
Oh, well, I
No,
figured
it's
that
not.
out.
Yeah, I'm letting you a gummy.
Yeah,
by the way.
I gotta do a gummy.
All right, there we go.
If
man.
anybody else wants to have gummies, let's talk about these. Let's because we want to tell the folks at home what we're messing with and what we're.
We got some stony patch
how
over
it
there.
tastes. Yeah.
Edibles don't work on me. Otherwise,
They don't do nothing
work.
for me either, but I'm gonna try them anyway because I like the goodies.
What do you mean they don't do nothing for
They
you?
don't do nothing
So why do
for
you
me.
do this?
For the show, for
No.
you.
So that you know how it is. See, I'm gonna take one, pass it around. Extreme advice. You know what? When he says they don't do nothing for me,
me an orange
I want to agree, but I know 30 minutes later I'm a little louder, I laugh a little bit more, I cheese a little bit long, like smile, like
No.
that's when I see the change in. Nothing.
No, I've done a test where we did 1,000 milligrams each, and my buddy was dead in the freaking
In the
in
day.
the bed next door, and I was
Yeah,
sitting
that's a
there
whole
like
chocolate bar.
an hour later. I was sitting there like, I'm gonna smoke your joints, bro. And he's
Yeah.
like, how? And I was like, because I'm high and I want to smoke, and I'm fucking. This is bullshit.
I think a lot of people say it doesn't do as much.
They don't do anything for me.
There's an enzyme that
What?
people are missing that prevents it from converting over to THC,
See,
whatever the fuck it's
Interesting.
called.
Okay.
the
Joe
edibles
Rogan
don't
talks about
really.
that shit all the time. Whenever you eat edibles, it like transfers from THC to like THC 12 or some shit like that.
Oh, okay.
Well, see, they,
So there's a process to how your body. I mean, we talked about it before, but yeah, there's definitely a process to how your body metabolizes.
And if your body doesn't do it, then it doesn't work.
Then it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's
That
me.
makes
You know,
sense.
it's
that's
I have a
what it
quick metabolism anyway. I can't eat anything without shitting within like
So,
minutes.
but have you tried like 1,000 milligrams before?
Yeah.
All in one
yeah.
go.
And nothing happened to you.
Dude, I will destroy a bag of 1,000 milligrams, anything, and nothing. If I'm on an
Challenge.
It's so,
on an empty stomach,
it's
like
so
me.
annoying. So like you probably had the same problem as me growing up, where like you were buying edibles because you couldn't always get edibles in stores, so you would be getting edibles from like strangers or your friends that were dealers or whatever, and then but they wouldn't be able to do anything for you, so you think that you got ripped off. And then you like have to just give them to your friends, and then your friends are like, "What are you talking about, bro? These are the best things I've ever had in my life." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Like,
that's like what happens with me at home. They don't do anything for me. When my girl has them and she's on her ass within 45 minutes to an hour, she can't stop laughing. She can't open her fucking eyes. She's laid out on the sofa.
Oh, they work for my mom.
She's done. But for me,
What is it about
I
women?
get
I was just gonna
frustrated.
say, not sexist, but what is it
No,
about
it is.
women
I was gonna
that
say
seems
females.
to hit them harder? Every woman I've ever known that
My mom
eats
doesn't
edibles,
smoke at all, but so whenever she
Yes.
takes the edibles, that's all she.
Okay, so then
like,
there it
I
is.
gotta get my mom to try some edibles, man.
Just one little corner.
It took her getting cancer for me to talk her into it.
Yeah?
But then she finally did it, and now she doesn't do it whenever she has to work the next day because she always feels like
You gotta
still
get tested.
like not hungover, but like groggy. No, she owns her own business.
Oh, okay.
But she just like she feels like she can't wake up, and like she feels like she's.
Yeah.
For her,
okay, I'm
yeah.
sure. If you're not a
So-
smoker, okay, sure.
So she'll only do it like on the weekends and stuff like that, and she basically uses it as a sleeping aid. Like she takes it with her Ambien and she like passes out. And she tells me she's like I pass out harder whenever I eat that, and then she likes it just for that fact. So that way she can like hang out the next day and just be all loopy and have fun with herself.
Yeah. So other than the fact that weed is great, does anybody here smoke for medicinal? I mean, some of us use different things. For
I do
other
smoke for
reasons,
medicinal.
but-
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, right. So talk to me a little bit about that. If you don't know, I mean, we've had Cash on the cipher before, and Cash is an Army veteran. This is a guy who you told the story, and I'm sorry if I butchered, but you drove home from training and got in a motorcycle accident and ended up in a wheelchair. So now, I mean, you deal with a lot of shit that bud actually helps.
Well, yeah, like
Legit.
so. But literally, like whenever I was in the VA, they had me on 13 different medications, and then I quit all 13 medications the first day I left, and I just started smoking weed again.
Look at that.
And it took care of everything. Like it mostly helps with my spasms. Like the biggest thing that helps with it. Also helps with me like wanting to eat because if I don't
Yes.
really smoke, I don't really want to eat. Like I just feel
okay.
full all the time, no matter what. And then like it does regulate pain, but just not like the hardest, craziest pain that I get sometimes.
Sure.
So that's like where I have to take supplemental like Vicodin or whatnot. So like that's only like normally at like nighttime, and I've actually found a way to help with that even more to where I might not even have to take pain pills in the next couple months. So
Wow, that's awesome. Trevor, you had a similar experience, right? You said you were taking a lot of medication prescribed you by the VA.
Yeah, marijuana was one of the plant medicines that I consumed that helped me wean my medications off the VA as well.
That's insane. You know, I
It's a
had
nice story.
I had a very similar experience. I wouldn't even put myself on the same level, but I've had back surgery. I've had a lot of pain myself, and it's the same thing. If had I allowed, and we're not trying to dog the VA, but had I allowed the VA to just sure, I'll take all the pills. I would have a freaking pharmacy in my class.
And you know that.
Be a fucking zombie.
Yeah, you hear it all the time. Opioid epidemic. Well, look at the doctors giving opioids to feed the epidemic.
Sure.
Like, there you go.
and now they changed the laws on the opioids, so where like my mom, she's 60 and she just had cancer, but now she has to go every single time she wants to go get her prescription filled. She has to go back every single month. So now she has to pay, like, before she had her insurance, she'd have to pay $200 every visit.
To a visit.
Just for a visit. Where, like, before, it used to be, like, only once a year you would have to go. But they wrote it into the law that you have to go every single month and get it renewed every single month. And it's just like, did the doctors lobby them to do that so that they can make more money or something?
Probably.
Like,
It's always about money.
Exactly. Follow the money. You already know. I'm ready to light something else up real quick.
I bought that.
Let's do this. Somebody pass me a lighter.
You were
please.
talking about how that thing would knock you out. Anyway.
So yeah, 100th episode, man. I'm excited. I just think about some of the ridiculous things that we've done in the past, some of the ridiculous things that we're gonna do in the future.
I know. I want to bring back hemp hacks.
Yeah, hemp
Yeah,
hacks.
if you're old, that's OG. Hemp hacks, freaking pioneers in pot. Like, cannabis is changing. Like, there's a big movement in the world, and we should recognize some of these pioneers in pot.
I
Some
thought
of
you
our
said
old
cannabis.
episode, huh?
I thought you said cannabis. I was like, is that like
No.
Caucasian cannabis?
Yes.
Like,
This
That's
thing.
strange.
If I can just describe this. So this is the torpedo. Oh my gosh.
So torpedo, are they called it because it has terpenes in it as well?
I would imagine, but
Let me see it real quick.
I don't know. The packaging is very basic, but I've got like this minty taste, this feeling like, wow. Really cool, really, I like it.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I'm a favor of all the blunts that have other things.
Yeah,
like
just from the
oils.
name, they have to have added terps into it because it's literally called torpedo. So like terps are what gives you the flavor profile.
Oh,
Oh, okay. I was just gonna ask you, terps.
Oh,
And you're tasting it. I mean,
So if you taste it and you're really, really tasting it, then that's where you're.
Is that something you add to THC?
It's very flavorful.
Or is that something that
It's from THC.
Right.
Like you like extract it from the plant, and then it's like an extract, and then you can add it to it if you want to, so like you can make it even more strong.
flavor?
There's even like a couple companies that I was wanting to show you guys because I wanted to get some. It's called like Turp juice or something like that. I can't remember the exact name of it. But you're supposed to be able to like drink it, and then like whichever one you drink, it'll like enhance your high into that thing.
Okay.
So like,
Interesting.
That's pretty cool.
See,
so there's like it's like a relaxed term. So you can like take the relaxed one, and it'll like intensify your high, but it'll also make you relax more. So
You know what I'm saying?
another
That's
one's
one terpene. You know, this is why I'm so excited about the feds probably legalizing marijuana because of research. I'm telling you, the research on this.
it's not just in terpenes come from everything too. So you
From
can
my
get like grapefruit terpenes, you can get orange terpenes or apple terpenes. Or
I get it, but my
whatever.
point is, we're talking about the terpenes coming from THC, and we need more of that stuff. We
Oh,
need
yeah.
more of that research so that the medicinal parts of it keep coming out.
That's
There's
why-
about thousands of molecules that we need to do research, and they probably could all have different, help for us, different objectives. I keep saying. Woo.
Got yourself. Jimmy's very animated. It's the 100th episode. Kind of like if you didn't see it.
Yeah.
So
How
have you ever seen diamonds in sauce? Have you ever heard of that?
Yes.
So the sauce is terpenes. It's just what it is.
Okay. It tastes like a little bit, right? Like it's got some sauce in there or something. Like it tastes, there's something there. I don't know what, but.
It tastes like fire to me.
Tastes like
Virgin Mom's over there coughing.
I haven't coughed till this. I don't think he did either.
Look at him.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, it's getting it.
Is coughing a real thing? Like, if you cough, are you gonna get?
Is that a myth?
I
Is that a myth?
I think so.
I think
You
you
think it's
do.
a myth?
Oh no,
You
no.
think you get higher? Let me get
I
you
wouldn't.
guys on camera.
I wouldn't necessarily say higher, but like I feel like you do get a little bit more of a effect from it.
Like maybe a head rush from all the coughing. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Especially like it feels like it just like constricts your eyes kind of a little bit. It's weird.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just the dankier bud makes you cough more. Therefore, you're gonna get high anyway because it's dankier bud.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
It's not bad hypothesis.
Oxygen, right? We talked about oxygen intake.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
you lose oxygen, and then like because you're losing oxygen, you feel like lightheaded, more lightheaded.
That's why I was thinking maybe, you get some more of a lightheaded
Oh, I
feeling.
taste it. Yes.
Yeah.
This is a good taste. But that tastes good is good, but I mean, I don't know. I want to taste it. Like, I think of connoisseurism, weed connoisseur shit. I want to be able to taste my weed.
What's the most money you've ever paid for bud?
At what time?
Just like not amount, but we're talking quality. I don't know if we want to judge per gram, but let's go around because I just think that's interesting. Like on a per gram basis, what's the most you've ever spent for bud? I don't know, for like an 8 a quarter. I think.
Get 8.
So what do you think?
That's the grenade that I bought.
Say what
How
now?
much was that?
The grenade.
The grenade was 180, I think. And it
180.
was 7 grams of flour with 1 gram
it was
of
quarter.
wax.
And it was rolled up in a little
And it was
joint,
also
right? Like
it
a
was
big
rolled
joint.
in a big joint. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's a exhibit.
Oh, so exhibits shit.
Yeah.
You know, so there's probably a little bit of the name tax
The
on
name
that.
brand.
Sure.
What about you, Trevor? What's the fanciest shit?
It's probably something on the street somewhere that because whenever you travel, if you take.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, unless you're taking risks when you're on planes and stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And depending on where you go and like when the time was, what was legal there, I mean, I've been in places like New York and Philly where I'll like pursue it and stuff, and you're willing to like pay like more if you want to get some,
Yeah.
But I can't remember an exact figure, but probably something like that.
I just want to clarify one thing too. A lot of people think that you can travel in the United States from a legal state to a legal state on a plane. You cannot do that. That is still very, very illegal. That's a federal charge. You are trafficking drugs from state to state.
I heard they have like trash can kind of
You can't
things
get away with
where
it if
they
you don't really
put
check
it in.
But that's not. Still, if they want to go after you, they definitely can.
Yeah, they have amnesty box.
Yeah, that's what it's called. Where you just
Maybe-
whatever you have on you, you put it in there, and
No
then
worries, no problem. Just chuck it
throw it
in
in
there.
there.
Just walk
Yeah.
away.
Yeah. Why not in the trash can?
Why not a shredder or a bourbon?
Yeah. Let me tell you this though. Speaking of traveling, Trevor, I fucking paid tax out the ass in New York one time. I went to New York, and I was hanging out with an old friend. We were gonna get some bud, and we were like downtown Manhattan. Okay. All the jazz bars and shit like that. Ew. And I just
JB!
So the only really, the only black skin guy. He's just kind of standing around, and I just walked up and was like, "Hey, bro, you know I get some?" And he's like, "Yeah, I got you." But bro, I paid $60 for like maybe an eighth, if I'm lucky, of like dirt, bro, like sticks and oh, like I felt like I was like stabbing my fingers. My fingers were bleeding trying to break this shit up. I was so pissed. I was pissed, bro. I was like, oh god, they raped me. It was terrible.
There's nothing you can do.
I'd rather just got robbed.
No, listen.
I'd rather just say, take the money and run.
No, this was your mistake. Because you was out in the, you know, in the ritzy place, whatever. If you'd have been in the hood, you'd have got taken care of. Oh. Because that's what I always do when I travel.
I'm not going to the hood in an area I don't know. And you kidding me?
You're in New York, bro.
Everywhere is
the last time I've been to New York, let me tell you something. You're the guy that goes to Mexico and goes off the resort for fun and ends up in a hole somewhere.
Definitely not. No, but listen. When we were on the road...
Nah, he can pass for Mexican.
when we were on the road, we used to call it road tax because we'd get some places. I wouldn't usually go. Jimmy would go. Shout out Jimmy Socks.
Jimmy was the only black guy in the group, by the way.
So Jimmy, by the end of the night...
He was the only black guy in the group. I just want to put that out there.
Yeah. He'd jump in the vehicle, and he would go. He'd ride out, and he'd go to the hood and search for whatever we needed, whatever. But whenever I went back, and anytime I'm in New York, I already know I'm gonna go to the hood. I'm gonna post up. I'm gonna find somebody. And
wait, when you say go to the hood, what do you mean? Where are you posting up at?
What do you mean? In the hood, I had a bodega.
What do you mean? What do I mean?
I'll go to the bodega.
Okay.
See who's hanging out, and eventually you see somebody be like, "Yo, my man, you know where I can get that bud? You know where I can get some fire?" And they'll either they got you or they'll point you in the right direction. But you're gonna get what you need.
Usually.
I did this in North Carolina one time because I went there and I just did not know anybody there at all, and I just went to the head shop and I sat at the head shop and I just kept sitting there and I kept asking the customers coming out of the head shop over and over again, "Hey man, you got any weed? Can you find weed? Like I'm from out of town." Yeah. Like I was in the wheelchair and everything at the time, so like they hooked me up. I even bought some ecstasy from them too.
Wow, that's smart. We actually did that once. You know,
outside of a head shop.
We went outside of a head shop near a beach town. I won't say where. It wasn't legal in there. But near a beach town, we went and we were just like, we need to find some bud. And eventually, right, we asked like 2-3 people before somebody came.
But it doesn't take that many.
The crazy thing is,
it doesn't. Usually, you have that sense like I've been right every time. Like you spot me, you're like, I'll be like with my girl or whoever. I'm just like that one right there. We go and yeah, they got it. They're like, just come right around over here. It's like
the crazy thing is, the guy who had it, he's like, come over to the pizza place around the corner. And it's the fucking pizza box boy. The guy who folds up the pizza boxes, he's the one with the bud, and he's like, yeah, I got you.
From the pizza place.
So we end up getting bud. We standing out front of the pizza shop, and he was all afraid because he thought I was a cop. I'm like, dude, I'm in a bathing suit, shorts, a wife beater, and slides. I weigh 330 pounds, and you am a fucking cop. Like, just give me this fucking bud and let me get the fuck out of here.
Oh, man, ridiculous. Some sketch. We'll put ourselves in some sketch situations. By the way, we're gonna overcrack these bad boys over.
Can we bring some milk?
These are 1,000 milligrams.
Of lewd loops.
Loud
loops, man.
Loud loops. It's like
Joker said lewd loops.
The names they come up with, man.
Toucan Sam up here.
Am I crazy? Because don't I say lewd?
Hold on, the package is 1,000 or 1,000 each?
The package is 1,000.
Oh, all right.
I think that's bad.
They have death
We're
stars.
all gonna be on the floor tonight later.
Joey Diaz. You guys know who Joey Diaz is?
Yeah.
That motherfucker has Death Stars. They're 1,000 milligrams each.
Yeah, here. Let's try these.
What are Death Stars?
So we're gonna try these guys.
Death stars.
Oh my god.
Every edible that we have tried tastes just like the edible it's trying to mimic or whatever the hell.
Incredible. I dream of a day where like everything, I pull out a box of wheat infused cereal with my wheat infused milk. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna open a store.
Yeah, like a wheat infused grocery store.
A wheat infused
I mean,
Store.
I'm
You
not
got it.
sensitive to them, but I'm not quite to the level that you and Frankie are at with edibles, man. I know I have friends that are way more sensitive than I am to edibles, and you see even like the NBA players, the ones on the planes, and then they got to go to the hospital because they ate too much edibles or whatever. I've never been in like any situation like that, but
When you eat a handful, you definitely taste weed.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But they're good. They're good. That's
But
the
that's
so
what you
good.
want. Like the first bite is.
I
like,
want
oh
some
my
fucking
God.
If you eat them individually,
Exactly.
I don't feel like you would ever get it.
Exactly.
I think it's only like when you eat a handful, it like really hits you. You're like, okay,
No,
there's the
exactly.
Weed
weed.
infused grocery store. I'm claiming it. I'm
I like
putting a stake on it right now.
Yeah, poor man's patent. I'm a mail
I
this
wanna
shit.
waste
right
it.
now.
I'm gonna write this on the letter.
Sue your ass if you try to steal that idea.
Grocery store.
Infused grocery store. That's just everything, right? I mean, egg whites with weed in them.
I mean,
pancake
they're-
batter, weed syrup.
All the candy, all the juices, syrup. I mean,
All
all the
that
cookies, all the
shit.
baked goods. You know, there's a show on Netflix that I haven't personally watched, but they cooking show with weed.
Yeah.
That's when
I mean,
it comes
you-
down to you just owning a weed farm, though. That way, like, you just have constant excess, and you're just.
I don't know.
Making
They're
your
gonna
own
legalize it federally here in this country very soon. The world's gonna follow suit. They're gonna need supplies. Weed
I don't
farmer,
know.
I think.
That's a
is
good debate. What do you think? You really think that's gonna happen soon? Joe Biden's a piece of shit, and he's like basically said he's definitely not gonna do anything with weed. He hates it.
Okay,
He's
maybe
old
what's
for money.
soon? Maybe not this year. So I'm a very hopeful guy.
Where's some
Half
fruits?
half cup full, right? So I'm hopeful. There's a lot. I couldn't think of it.
You that messed up,
I
bro?
wish, man.
Man.
Oh,
Trust me, I got stocks. I want my stocks to.
There's
triple.
more conversation around cannabis in this government than there have ever.
No, that's true.
So,
Sure.
just
There-
by the
some of the
logic.
Republicans are coming around too because they're finally realizing how much money.
Republicans, yes, we talked about
They
that.
are, exactly.
Budget.
And
They
that's what
finally
needs
see
to
the
happen.
money.
You gotta get Republicans on board. I'm good, brother.
It's funny
You
that
gotta
New
get
York did it right
Republicans
after
on
Jersey.
board to make this happen. Say what?
Jersey legalized, and then New York was like, okay, fine, we'll do it too.
Yeah,
We can't just have people like spending all our money
New York
in
jumped
from
out
New
the
York
window
money
with it,
in
though.
New Jersey.
So there you go. You can't fly because the air is federal, but you can
Exactly.
walk your ass over to New Jersey or drive across the state and grab yourself a lunchbox full of weed and bring it back. So
That's
like, that's
cool.
what's happening.
I mean,
That's
yeah,
what's
that's
happening.
pretty crazy.
So why? So you know they weren't gonna lose on that tax money. We talk about that every time we talk about cannabis.
I mean,
Money,
they're
money,
losing
money, money,
billions
money.
by not
Losing
just making-
literal free money because people gonna pay it. I paid it. I pay it all the time in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
The problem is they have to do it like the California and Colorado models because if they don't, then they're just still encouraging
Which is what?
illegal space, the big black market, to continue thriving.
Okay, I mean,
There's gonna be. I mean, there's no.
As long as
Perfect
carts,
solution to
if
anything.
carts are $80 though for a gram versus
Yeah.
freaking on the black market it's $40. for it.
Absolutely. I still know people
Sure.
that get their medical card that buy one
Right.
from dealers
Yes.
because it's cheaper to just get the
That's
grass.
what I'm saying because,
Yeah.
but that's because in Florida the way they've set it up,
Try the little sharks there.
it's
AJ.
not worth it for them to not fucking have the black market. Like they're literally the way they have that set up in Florida is specifically encouraging black market use.
Almost, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think so, absolutely. I mean, unless you want the fancy stuff. Like I got a friend of mine who just goes to the dispensary for certain like waxes and
Yeah.
like
No,
the
that's-
fancy stuff.
I still
But
get
like she
waxes.
gets all her green from people.
and I also heard they have specials.
Oh,
when you
exactly.
when you buy the specials, right? It's cheaper than the streets.
Yeah.
So then you have that
What
out.
kind of specials though?
Well, I mean, they always have specials from what I've heard. You just gotta find them, I guess.
I don't know. I get it cheaper.
Do you have your medical card?
No.
Okay, well that's what I'm talking about. If you go
No,
to
but
the
what I'm
dispensary
saying
here in
is-
Florida,
It's-
they have specials and deals. And
Yeah, it's for like new customer specials, and then some of them run specials aside from that on
stuff.
certain
But yeah,
days.
so there, you know, you go shopping.
You can
I've
also
had
get
people
shake
get it
bags.
for me, but it's like $60 for a gram. But I mean, I
If
go
you-
and I get it
For a
for
grand?
For a gram. That's tough.
I haven't
I
seen
don't
it
get it
quite
for
like that,
20,
but like let me
Yeah,
think.
but it's not
So
gonna be the same percentage, and it's not gonna have any of the same effects on you.
Sure, but that's pretty sweet.
I don't know. The stuff I
You
get
get
for
a $10
$20
gram.
is good enough to get me by. I get baked enough off of it. Don't get me any more baked. I'm in.
so like I'd say like I get fire on the street for like a half O for 125, and then this would be more like maybe like 175 at these places, unless it's like a deal or something that they're doing.
So there are
It could be
taxes.
higher than that too. It's probably higher in some places.
I know
you
a lot
know?
of times you can get the shake. You can get high quality shake for a lot cheaper.
Yeah,
It's
they'll
not
give
like
you a
that.
good deal.
Well, especially in California.
Yeah.
Like, you can get a really, really good ounce of shake for like $100 in California.
Look at that.
Ounce
So,
of
yeah.
shake.
Now,
I mean, it's already broken up for you.
I know, it's
I
perfect.
got no problem with it.
No, I'm good.
At
I'm
all.
just-
And I'm talking like
Imagining.
32% THC type
Oh,
shit.
yeah. Speaking of, we got some bud over there that's like 34%. And we're gonna have to throw in a pipe or something.
oh yeah, I'm in. But speaking, we were talking earlier about like getting taxed. The most I paid $100 for an eighth of that Marathon OG.
Oh,
in a
that,
little jar.
tell us about Marathon. That's Nipsey's, right?
Yeah, that's Nipsey Hussle.
Oh, see, I've always wanted to get all the celebrity weeds. There's like so many of them. There's like Whoopi. There's
And that's what it was.
Whoopi got
Whoopi
balls,
Goldberg.
bro.
Oh yeah, Whoopi
I
got
love
balls.
it.
Oh, we need a list of
Well,
I saw-
it's almost like collecting bobbleheads. Just get like your favorite celebrity.
I still have the jar at home. I didn't get rid of the jar. It's still
That's the
sitting there.
thing. If you can manage not to smoke them, it's like a kid with a toy, and you know,
I
that.
don't have the heart to just let it go to waste.
Well, imagine if you held on to it, because you know this is. I mean, maybe it's.
Yeah, they always say when you don't open things that are worth more, like value and time, right?
Sure, okay, yeah.
I would hold on
In
to
the
it
box.
and try to get them all signed. I would make it a point to find Whoopi Goldberg, find, fucking, I don't know. I think
Willie
Dave Chappelle
Nelson.
got some shit now.
How about
too.
we just smoke?
Yeah, Willie
it? We have
Nelson.
to
You got
sign
Seth
the
Rogen.
package.
Yes. Okay, Pioneer Podcast.
Here's your top 10 celebrity brands. Willie Nelson's,
All right.
Willie's Reserve.
Yep.
Okay. Bob Marley, I guess, has Marley's Natural.
Cool.
Tommy Chung's got Tommy Chung's. Snoop Dogg, Leafs by Snoop.
Nice.
Yep. Be Real, Dr. Green Thumbs.
Yeah, so yeah. It's
Yeah,
been a while,
yeah. Seth Rogen, you said Seth Rogen, Houseplant.
Yep.
Is his brand Jay-Z? Monogram.
That's new.
Monogram.
Jay-Z just got into the game. That's pretty cool. Already top 10?
I guess so, yeah.
Not surprised.
Martha Stewart's got a CBD
Yep.
brand.
Oh, okay.
Almost.
I did.
And I don't know who Burner is. I guess a San Francisco
Burner
rapper.
is the guy who owns cookies, and he's that's the, like the over $1 billion freaking dispensary that's about to open in Miami.
Wow.
Which you
You're
guys
from
got to go to the opening for that.
In Miami, huh?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Miami, okay.
Cookies. All right. Jerry Garcia has Garcia handpicked.
Oh, nice.
All right. And the list goes on and on and on and on.
I'm telling you, Ben and Jerry's, by the way, has been in the news lately.
2 weeks in a row here on
big
the show.
time, yeah, we mentioned him twice. 2 weeks in a row on the show.
Yeah.
But Ben and Jerry's been in the news a lot, if you don't know, basically because of what's going on in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Anyway, long story short, they need to get in the THC game. Could you imagine a Ben and Jerry's with mixed with these celebrity? Because they have Cherry's Garcia, which is supposed to be after the Grateful Dead. Jerry Garcia. And I don't know. Bro. I'm a marketing guy. I'm just saying,
Somebody hire this guy.
Hire me. That's
I'm
a free
telling
one, Ben and
you,
Jerry's.
few grocery stores happening. We're gonna have
I
ice
saw
cream
this
there.
whole Middle East thing out too for you if you want.
Ben and Jerry's ice cream. Ice cream.
I'm ready to smoke one of these.
Fatty.
Bang up the limoncello.
There, Trez.
Trevino.
Anybody been
Alright.
around the world? Limoncello made me think of Italy. I mean,
I traveled
Yeah,
a
you
bit, but I've
traveled,
never
right?
gotten to smoke anywhere else
Exactly,
in the world.
yeah. That I'm not
I'm afraid. Let me talk about I just got engaged recently while Trevor shout out to the fiance because I know she's watching. She's probably been waiting.
golf clap.
For me to mention
clap.
that. Thank you. Anyway, so anyway, we've been talking about where we want to spend our honeymoon.
Okay.
Okay. And I am like, I'm all about her being happy, but my
Yes.
only thing is it's got to be a place where weed is legal because I'm not trying to be in a locked up abroad situation on my day of honeymoon. And I tried to sneak, an 8.
Hey, make a TV show. Honeymoons in foreign jail.
On death row.
Death row honeymoons.
Fucking China or something because I tried to sneak.
They're gonna make a movie about it one day. The Chinese honeymoon. The story of Frank the Tank.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find you a list of vacation spots.
So there's
for
not
it.
many. There's not many like
Jamaica, right?
Yeah, but everybody
And even
knows
then, by the
Jamaica.
way, I don't think it's legal in Jamaica. I don't think it's
I'm
legal.
not sure it's 100%.
No, it's not legal.
It might have just recently
Yes,
got made
yes.
legal. Mexico is legal in Mexico.
Ew.
But I don't know. I don't
La mota.
don't know if I want to go to Mexico.
Stay at the place.
Stay at the don't
exactly.
leave the damn
Go off the reservation.
Listen, we don't need you getting fucking kidnapped. We ain't got money
It's
like that.
easy.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
If I get kidnapped, I'm fuck that, bro. You might as well just kill me.
No one's paying.
Listen, ain't nobody got money to pay for me. So listen, you can either let me go, cause you just practicing, bro. You can either let me go or kill me and just get it over with because you're not gonna get no money.
I've definitely thought that many times. If I get kidnapped, it's over because no one's got the bills to pay me, and this country don't pay for nobody.
Just remember, orale.
Órale, por favor, hermano. Sorry, I'm here.
We're about to get super offensive, but I'm all for it. I love Mexican. Y'all know I love my Mexican music too.
And he's not fucking lying. I'm a music fucking Mexican fan because this guy plays that shit all
it's
the
like Mexican
time.
gangster rap, talking about weed and like trap.
Yeah, we should have played maybe.
If I had the setup, we started kind of last.
But
minute.
it's real shit. It's not just noises. They talk like hip hop.
I don't even know how we got onto this.
Mexicans talking being racist over
Traveling, trying to get back to the honeymoon thing. So if anybody knows of a place where it's easy to get bud or where it's legal.
I don't know if Aruba made weed legal, but Aruba's nice.
It is easy in Mexico. It's super easy. It's not gonna be like. It's not gonna be fire. It's not gonna be like what you're getting around here.
You went to
So-
Mexico.
Everything comes in a brick like
So that could be maybe the
Trevor
most I
went to
spent.
Mexico for his bachelor party.
Yes.
Okay, and did you guys smoke?
So that was Cabo San Lucas.
Okay.
It was like the
fancy.
southern tip of the Baja Peninsula.
It's a good
Fancy
put
pants.
that one on the list.
Okay.
So yeah, that's where like the Cabo Wabo tequila is, like from there. From
Oh, I love Cabo.
forgot the Van Halen singer that that's created that or whatever, but yeah. Anyway,
Did you rock?
no, that's Sammy Hagar was the one, but
I actually thought it could go Oaxaca, Mexico.
Oaxaca.
Yeah, that's where all the mushroom shamans and
Oh,
salvia shamans are.
I don't know if the honeymoon's.
Quite not a good idea.
Canada. You can go to Canada.
Canada.
And have a honeymoon up
I didn't
there.
mean to say, oh, Canada. That's funny. But yeah.
you can have a honeymoon, eh?
But listen, Jamaica.
you don't want to go there now, at least.
No matter whether Jamaica is legal or not, you can find weed easily there. All you have to do is talk to a taxi driver.
There you go.
Any taxi driver.
That's true. Any question, man. You ask a taxi driver anything, they'll probably know.
No, they'll just take you straight to the place and get the weed for you.
Oh, nice.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Transaction done for you.
Yeah.
Anybody tasting limoncello from this? This is that limoncello pre-roll fatty. Anybody? I'm not getting much of flavor here, but it's dank.
Yeah, I'm not getting much flavor, but I'm definitely coughing.
It's good.
It's huge though.
Belize is legal. Costa Rica. Costa Rica, where your dollar can go very far.
Oh yeah, Costa Rica.
I'm down for
Wait,
Costa
it's legal
Rica.
there?
Yes, with
You
this
can
guy.
ball. You can walk into a
Motherfucker,
club in Costa Rica with $100
Wait,
and buy a
like
ball.
dispensaries, like around.
Okay,
And a
I'll
couple
take it
of
back.
horns.
Thank you, Mr. Dispenser. Let me say this for Costa Rica. Technically, it is illegal, but there are no legal penalties. There are no dispensaries.
There are no police in Costa Rica. If you didn't.
What?
I'm kidding.
I'm not going to
He
Costa
sold it
Rica.
too. He sold his ass.
He said, hold on a minute.
There actually no. Yeah.
Yeah. Argentina. Yeah, first world country to provide
man.
medical marijuana for free. Argentina.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where all the Nazis
So a
are.
lot of southern
Yep.
states.
True.
So there's like a Germantown there. There's like literally a Germantown there. It's really fucking crazy. It's weird because like you go from like normal like very Spanish leaning like architecture and everything like that, and then all of a sudden you go to this one town and it's just straight everything's German architecture. Like you're straight from like 1940s Germany.
Like you're in.
It's crazy.
And dice.
Interesting. Yeah. Hitler's probably down there.
I mean, he's already said that.
You've been traveling. Trevor, man, oh my God, we want to talk to you. I'm glad you're here because I want to talk to you specifically about this on the show. Trevor's one of the most interesting people I know because, like myself, he's very much into just kind of testing himself and just, new experiences, but he really goes for it. Recently, and I wish that I would have thought about this before because we could have brought pictures and I could have put them up, but recently Trevor decided to take a trip across the United States in his truck, right? Is that what you drove across the United States?
What?
There and back.
Well, I went all the way up to Northern California.
and back.
That's all the way, bro.
I mean, I'm pretty sure unless you hop on a ferry to Hawaii, you're as far as you can get.
No, I've never driven to California and
to
back.
Alaska, I guess.
I drove to Washington State and back.
Wow, that's crazy.
I didn't like the flight to Washington State. And
Oh, God,
But let
that's
me talk-
5.5 hours.
Trevor.
Oh, I took a month to do it.
Oh God.
How long did you go?
I took a couple of weeks,
Yeah.
2 weeks, but I didn't stay long in many places. Couple of places, Sedona, Arizona. I stayed a few days there. Camped out under the stars. It was just, there's no light pollution there. It was phenomenal. I camped out at Grand Canyon. That's 2 hours north of there. I saw the sunset at the Grand Canyon. It was incredible. I fell asleep, but the people at different campsites at the same place I was at the next morning were all talking about these UFOs they saw, like, I guess. And I'm like, shit. I was like, I was so tired. I rode my bike like 5+ miles to go see this sunset. You know what I mean? Like on these.
Sure.
This was the most challenging, sets of hills with this mountain bike. Like you have no idea. I mean.
So you didn't just you brought your bike to do this stuff?
And then you also
I had a
biked and
I brought a mountain bike, so I did some mountain biking, did some hiking at places,
This was a
and
planned
it's
thing
like a
for
man
you.
versus wild type of
Yeah,
situation.
right. Like,
Why did you
No,
do
it
this?
was-
What motivated you to do this? And yeah, like, what did you take from it?
I mean, it was no like survival type of stuff. Not really that. This was just to really get into like nature, see some really beautiful parts of the country, and camp out and just really be able to get away. I've been like half my life taking care of children. I have 5 children, you know what I mean? 2 of them are adults already, and so I just needed to like get away. And so like I got away. It was just me in the truck, just going out camping places, and really like Sedona's gorgeous. Highly recommend anyone to go there. It's man, it's so, and the energy, you feel it. Even when you get like about, for me, I could feel it when I was like an hour out, but I mean, it's so high energy, and they have these vortexes that are really high energy there too, and you could take tours of them. I took a tour with this guide, and for like a whole day, it was, it was phenomenal. Just like really had some profound experiences, like meditating on these vortexes.
I heard of
and
that area of the country being very, not central, but very important in all that spiritual vortex.
There's spots, right? There's certain spots around the globe that have these strong fields, or they talk about them in different documentaries. You hear about them like connected, like in a giant web, one way or the other. But so you say you could feel it there. You mentioned these trees, these twisted trees. Which when you showed me a picture, I was like, get the hell out of here.
Yeah, at the vortexes, and I got tons of these pictures too. Like whenever you get closer to the vortexes, like the trees that are there, they all like grow like in these like spiral type of like fashion, like the branches and the trunk and everything, and like you'll see even like dead ones on the ground all twisted up and stuff, and like ones that are alive that are still growing all twisted like that. And
trees are twisted in this fashion.
Oh yeah, but all around just like where the vortex is, where like the high energy is, so like you feel this stuff.
Physical phenomena
like,
of this fucking vortex.
If you look online, and so that's also, which they have the same, well, it's a different type of like stuff in Mount Shasta, where I went, Northern California, and that's where I spent a few nights camping out on that mountain. That has a whole different type of feel, but as well has like vortexes and all this crazy stuff. So like, what maybe a lot of people would think is crazy, I guess. But anyway, I mean, there's a lot of stuff online. If you see where people talk about like where they go to these places, and they'll share these like different wild experiences they have that are like sound like out there. And it could be even just something as simple as where they feel like they get a whole bunch of energy, and they like hike like for freaking miles, and they normally would not be able to do that. This is like someone maybe in their like 60s that's sharing this story, you know what I mean? Something like that. But they're like, but I hiked like all these miles, had all this energy, and then some share stories, even beyond that. So I mean,
we all say we want to do it. We all say we want to get out and disconnect, and you actually did it. You know what I mean? So big ups to you, because I would love to do something like that. Yeah, disconnect, go to the desert, look at the stars. Like I could sit at night all day just like this.
The closest thing I can ever imagine to that was Iraq. In Iraq, you're on base, there's no lights anywhere, and And you could see literally like galaxies.
Yeah,
You could
that's
see
so cool.
galaxies. You could see shooting stars. It was very common to see shooting stars and things like that. And that was like one thing that I remember I took positive from there. That I was just like, my God, it's absolutely beautiful out here.
Sure.
But you know, I'm sure I would rather do it in the Grand Canyon than any day of the week.
Yeah,
There's also like a town I think that like they made a law to where they all have to have hoods over the lights so that all the light is pointed downward, and so like it doesn't interfere with being able to look up and see the sky.
I want to live in that town, man.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I didn't always say. I feel like I read a long time ago that says that not being able to see the stars has done something to the human psyche.
Oh yeah.
Not being able to not being able to see the stars and reference your position in the universe. Like
That's crazy.
You can't look up anymore and see, damn, I'm actually really small, right? Instead of so egotistical, huge in your own brain. It says that has some effect because we can't
And also,
see the
we're not
stars
taking any
anymore.
psychedelics to kill our freaking egos.
Yeah.
Oh, psychedelics.
Man. Speaking of psychedelics,
Hey,
everybody here at this table except the
young man,
here
Yes.
with the bloodshot eyes. Look at AJ's eyes. I don't know what happened to this camera. Why is it
a little blurry there?
I don't know who.
But take our word for it.
What's
My
going
man
on
is
here?
like this. You said your eyes quit earlier. That's you right there.
Yeah, look at it.
There it is.
Look at them eyes.
You can't even see those eyes.
Look at that thing.
Look at a proud daddy over there.
So yeah, so psychedelics, right? We recently spoke about our first experience. Big Ace recently had his first experience.
I sure did.
Kind of a shitty one.
It was kind of a shitty one.
Dude, I wish I had a button here. One of them.
Drum.
Give me one button. I don't care that one.
It is that one.
All right. I'll take it.
So, do you want to talk about this?
Yes, please talk about it.
Listen.
Well,
Everybody's
we're
experience.
mood up with this guy right away. I just want to announce this before. Look at that against my shirt. I mean,
It's white.
jeez.
Heat. Residual powder.
Oh god.
Mr. Weedman.
I'm a little worried that I am doing cocaine right now.
No one's gonna waste all their cocaine and wrap it in your weed.
No, I'm kidding. Yeah. Oh, no one's gonna waste all that cocaine. That's true.
I just said.
That's true. That's a waste of cocaine. From what I understand, I've never tried it.
From what I understand.
I've never done anything but weed, and as of recently, LSD and mushrooms. And now, of course, I feel like
I can do it all.
Yeah, you know,
Tony Montana.
yeah. But yes, tell us about your experience.
Yeah,
bro. It was
I
crazy.
just did a little too much.
No, but you didn't.
You didn't
Because
do
we
that
gave you
too much
one.
drugs.
We gave you
No,
one.
not that.
Not too much acid
I just mean I did a little too much
physically.
shit. Like
Oh,
just
yes.
work.
Yes.
Well, my mistake, my biggest mistake was trying to keep up with fucking JB Phelps over here.
You felt.
Bro, JB was in the middle of the ocean. He was out in the middle of the Atlantic, backstroking like
So
nothing.
we all took like 2 hits of
Exactly.
acid.
We all went to the beach and decided.
Yeah, we went to the
Couple
beach, we're
hits.
chilling.
Yeah.
We decided, let's go get in the water.
JB was like just stress
Every
free.
time I take LSD, I feel like a druid, bro.
I was a little worried
Yeah.
because he was
He
backstroking
was deep.
about 30 yards into the ocean, bro. And just you can like see the smile on his face from all
Yeah, the whole time.
Just chilling. And I'm like, this dude
Yeah.
is gonna end up in the fucking middle of the ocean, and nobody's gonna be able to help him.
Shit.
He's gonna wash up on shore. They're gonna think he was a Cuban.
Aquaman saved me. Okay, so we're on the beach.
So
Y'all
no,
take
so
it.
we're
and I'm
chilling.
good. I'm swimming. You want to come swimming too?
So I go swimming, and we're cool. We're having a good time. Now I'm like, all right, I'm ready to get out, right? But at this point, I just used up every
All
little
the
bit of
energy
energy that I had.
Yeah, and the currents were strong.
And the currents were kicking my ass, and I'm trying to get out. I'm completely out of breath. I am completely just gassed. I'm trying to get out this water, and the waves are coming, and they're hitting me, and I'm like, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, oh, this can't be the way I go out. I'm like, this can't be how this happens.
Picture JB at the beach.
Yeah, man, I am pale.
Put that up on the camera, please. There's JB there hanging out. Oh, that's perfect.
Give me
there you go.
That's what happens to me at the beach
He made himself. Is that a pillow?
A backrest?
Some
made
poor
himself
kid
a
was
little
making a
backrest.
sandcastle. He turned it into his backrest.
He made a
I was
sofa.
feeling good. I was feeling good.
And there's my kid's burying him. Yeah, he
There
was.
you go.
There
Having
was
a good
no
time.
Thanksgiving on that day, sir. So Big Ace, you ended up just gas, yeah.
So I'm gassed. So at this point, I'm like, I need some help. So I call this fine young man back out to help me. He helps me get out. Okay, I'm done. I sit down.
You were worried you were gonna drown, like legit.
Yeah, I was legit worried I was gonna fucking drown.
That's crazy, no. Like,
So I get out, I sit down, I plop my ass in the chair, I'm good. Then, shortly thereafter, I get the urge to use the bathroom, to use the restroom. I gotta drop a deuce.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
This entire
then I
time,
see-
wait. This entire time, your butt was out. Everybody was seeing.
It's okay, they can see it. It's
What
okay.
you saying?
His-
Speak it to the
it
mic,
just-
young man.
Just
Say
his
more quick.
entire ass was out. On the way out, everywhere. Just
So now I gotta go to the restroom, but the bathroom is like way the fuck over there.
like there's nothing but like resorts around. Like,
So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go up to this resort and go in through the back and use the bathroom, right?
JJ's dying already.
So at this point, what happens? The shit's locked. Listen, I had no choice. I had to drop trowel and drop a deuce right there at the bottom of the steps.
Yes. Say it again for those in the back.
No,
Right at the bottom of the stairs.
no, the best part is I'm good. I'm hiding there. My girl's holding up a towel.
Yeah,
like, listen.
you weren't obscene about
No,
it. That's
it was
important.
Listen,
He went and found a corner.
let's be clear. This was an emergency.
Man, I don't even know if
folks.
I should.
He could
This
have.
was, I just couldn't. It was either that or shit my pants. I'm not shitting my pants for anybody. So, just then, this fucking couple decides to walk up with their kid. Now they want to go. Now they want to leave the beach and go upstairs to the fucking resort.
Now.
So we're just like, y'all just had to give me a minute. So now they're bitching and moaning. We're just like, look, you gotta give me a minute.
Waiting for you to finish.
Waiting for me to finish. They don't know what's going on there. They just think I'm sitting
Oh,
there
is
sick.
that right?
They
I
have
thought it was
no
very
clue.
obvious what was happening.
No, they had no
I was
idea.
wondering because we were off in the distance. All
Yeah.
of us are off
We're all like, oh
near
my
the
God.
shore, and we're just like, we can't hear what's going on, but we can see this.
Yeah.
And we're like, this guy is just standing there watching Big Ace take a shit.
Yeah.
And so, what's happening
Why is
right
a
now?
grown man just watching?
I didn't realize until just now that
He didn't know.
They didn't know you were shitting.
No, they
Which
didn't know I was
explains
shitting.
why he was so pissed after.
So no, I buried the turd. I buried the deuce.
Did you like an animal?
Yeah, I buried it in the
Like a
sand.
cat.
What was I gonna just leave it out in the open,
You know what?
motherfucker?
I appreciate it. Yes.
Of course, you gotta bury it.
Of course. You gotta like, what if I step in that?
Well, would you rather step in it without sand being over it?
Oh, man.
Listen,
I feel like I want to see it though.
Like a trap.
The point is,
how
like a
deep did you
trap.
bury it?
wasn't very deep.
Ah, there you go.
But the point is, I made the attempt. It's a thought that counts, motherfucker. I was in the fucking weeds, bro. It was one of those things. Once in a, it fucking happens. Anybody who says they ain't had a day like this can kiss my ass. So then by that point I was like, I'm done. I'm ready to go the fuck home. Because I just fucking did. I should have just relaxed and calmed down and enjoyed the fucking being one with nature.
But you had to go.
But no, I decided to go fucking overwork myself and do a little too much to the point where
You shit your pants.
when I had to shit, there was no way I was making it to the bathroom. It was too far.
Gotcha. Okay, so I think it's important that it wasn't as a result of the LSD. It wasn't of the acid did not make you shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure, yeah.
No, the acid didn't make me shit.
When I tried it,
Well, some people
I felt
say
like
have
there was a knot in my
symptoms.
stomach, but I didn't shit.
There are symptoms to taking acid, and I wanted
But
to make sure.
regardless, you should have probably, instead of being on the beach, you could have probably been in a house. For your
Where
first
was it
time.
gonna go? You wasn't gonna
It was
hold
an emergency.
It was an
And let me
emergency.
tell you
You can't
though,
hold it.
that guy was irate.
Yeah, he was.
We
Fuck
saw
that
him
guy.
after
So
you
mad.
left.
He was.
He was
pissed.
so
They called
mad.
Beach Patrol. They
Yeah,
were
the
trying.
cops, the
They were
lifeguards.
screaming, they were
I got a
jumping
theory.
out, There were children around.
Yes.
Like, who cares?
You know why?
There were children
Because
around. They were so
because
mad.
they didn't know I was shitting. They didn't know what was going on. But I'm pretty sure one of those motherfuckers probably stepped in that fucking pile.
Oh, he might be.
They probably stepped in that sand pile and fucking hit some.
Yeah.
And that's why they were pissed. Because if not, how would they know?
God.
No, I don't know, but he was pretty pissed off.
I mean, who steps in a fucking pile anyway? You step around that
They
bitch.
wanted you in jail for that.
They did.
Oh,
And you know, I mean, come on. Of all the creatures, of all the living beings in the vicinity, you were in the minority of taking shits. You know what I mean? Every fish, every shrimp, every piece of bacteria, everything in that ocean is shitting, pissing, and dying in that ocean. You know.
Listen, motherfucker had to do what a motherfucker had to do.
They took your license.
Animals did die in the ocean.
Good luck, lady.
You ruined like
Their
those people's vacation.
They will never forget you. They'll be ingrained rent-free in your mind.
Oh yeah, that's a story for the lifetime.
For
On the
Christmas,
bright
for
side,
You
Thanksgiving.
know, I went to
on the
Daytona.
bright side, their kids were
I went to
too small
Daytona
to
one
remember
year
anything.
with my kid.
You would have believed it.
This fucking guy, he took a shit.
Little Jimmy.
That
Jimmy was only about a year and a half old. He was only a year and a half old. He was in a stroller, and we're trying to go back to the room, and this guy's just taking a fucking shit right in the stairs.
Yeah, you were literally taking a shit at the bottom of the stairs.
That shit was like bright orange too. Yeah. It was
You had to say all that.
Yeah, he didn't have to. TMI.
That's the line. That's the TMI part. Yeah. Oh man.
Pretty much done with your LSD
Yeah.
experience.
No, I'm gonna try it again, but I'm just gonna relax.
I couldn't relax. My kids were around. I wasn't. There was, I had my future wife was there. There was other adults around, so it's not like we were all tripping balls while with our kids at the beach.
No, we were not.
We had other adults there. We always do all this stuff responsible. We promote responsibly all the time.
And also, that wasn't enough that you guys were like really freaking stuck or anything like that.
No, I didn't. To be honest with you, I didn't get anything to the point where I was like,
Until you left the beach.
Then when I left the beach, I had a little moment there where the little bricks at the racetrack were moving like a fucking puzzle, and I laughed. That was cool, but there wasn't anything that fucking made me tripped me out or anything. I was just chilling.
Yeah.
I laughed a lot. My girl laughed at me because she saw.
You were really energetic though.
Yeah, you were.
But I had energy, and I was like.
That's the most we've seen you move in a long time.
I'm telling you.
Good.
If you microdosed every single day, I bet you freaking start losing weight.
Really fucking.
Take a little microdose and go to the gym.
You fucking run around here looking like JB in a couple months.
Oh snap, JB. We got some competition.
Yeah, right.
Competition here.
For what? For bodybuilding? Here? What are we doing here?
Neither one of these guys has seen a gym.
That's true.
I see it every day. I drive right by it.
I think about it.
I'll stop in there one of these days. I promise.
I
gotta get ready for this wedding.
I was paranoid at the beach the whole time because I thought the waves were just gonna swallow my youngest child up, and so it was hard for me to.
I thought they were gonna swallow my ass up.
You did look really relaxed though. Whenever it was just you and the kids and your.
Oh yeah, we were sitting up on shore. I was really enjoying being around them. That was great. So. It helps. I didn't look at my phone all damn day. It was a good time.
Yeah.
It was really
It
good.
does help you just look like you just don't give a shit about your phone at all. You're just you're way more interested in clouds or waves or any of that kind of shit. Just anything.
Yeah.
Or just even spending time with your family.
I can see how people can, like you were talking about using it as a tool to meditate and stuff like that. I can see how, it helps you kind of slow the thoughts down. That's kind of, if I use kind of weed medicinally for any reason, that is something for me. I'm actually diagnosed with ADHD, and a lot of people think I'm joking when I say that because I don't know what is a stereotypical ADHD person, but my brain just doesn't stop. Like any movie where you ever see like Back to the Future or like The Fifth Element with all the cars flying, all the madness. That's like thoughts. Those are like sentences in my head. And that's the way I feel like my brain is constantly, even when I'm trying to go to sleep. So smoking actually helps slow that shit down to the point where I can calm the hell down. Yeah. And this is something that I've struggled with before I smoked. When I was a lot younger, I couldn't even watch a freaking movie. I struggled for years. I'd go to the movie theaters, and I'd be like, what the hell just happened? I don't even know where I'm at. I'd read books. 6 pages later, I have no idea what the hell I just read, and I still kind of struggle with the reading thing like that. But yeah, that's one thing it just dawned on me that we weed definitely helps slow down the thoughts. The LSD, the mushrooms. Yeah.
Listen, I can definitely say that I wouldn't be able to put up with near the amount of shit I put up with at work if I was sober every day.
Sure.
Yeah, and I think a lot
Hopefully
of people
nobody from work is watching this right now.
assholes.
But
He works for the Yankees.
sons of bitches. But yeah,
Costanza. George Costanza. Georgie, how could you?
but you know, it's just my job is a lot of mental, it's torture sometimes.
Sometimes. When you're not selling, or when you're
Both.
selling.
Both, because on one hand you got customers and fucking people that are delusional, don't know what's going. You know what I mean?
He's a car salesman for
you got
reference.
people. Yeah, you
Shout
got
out to Car Guy Coffee Podcast.
Love you guys.
Car Guy Coffee. What up?
I'm not paying attention to any chat, so friends out there, you know.
No, nobody's on right now, but.
Right.
But yeah, so you know, on one hand, you get people come in there and they want a $40,000 vehicle for $300 a month. Like, come on, you're like a third grade teacher. You're teaching basic mathematics all over again.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
Yeah. I think translating into any part of life, you got to be realistic with yourself, your situation,
And then from there, then when it's not the customers, it's management that tortures us all day, every day.
Yeah.
If it's not between make phone calls and get some customers in here, and there's always something.
Sure.
So, you know what I mean? If I had to sit there stone cold from the moment I woke up,
I get it.
and that's why I drive an hour to get to work. Why? Because it gives me the time to get in the right headspace.
Sure.
And it gives me the time to unwind on the way home, so I'm not taking the shit
Kill
out of
your
my
wife
lady.
and kids.
You know, I don't want to do that.
It's funny, but
So it works.
that happens. People who work 9 to 5 and those slave jobs,
No,
bro.
this is why we had
and don't
to
smoke weed.
Yeah.
And I'm making decent money, so that I kind of, when you're making money, you can put up with some bullshit. But
Yeah.
it's
For
just
the most part.
It's
But
just
there's limits.
I need a little bit of help to put up with the bullshit sometimes.
Get a weed.
Every now and again, I'm like, look, I'm going to the store because I got to take a
wonder-
ride.
I wonder how money changes that. Like, I feel like, for me, I look at certain situations. I try not to oversimplify certain things, but when you hear about like a celebrity that offs some stuff, right? Robin Williams, what's this guy? Philip Seymour Hoffman. I mean, that was more of an overdose. But when you hear about these guys they're clearly in some kind of pain, which is whether they've OD'd or they killed themselves, they're in some kind of pain where they're using so damn heavily. And I wonder, is it because they have access? I look at shit, I'm like, yeah, I got problems too, and I promise you, my broke ass with my problems are worse than yours. But a little bit of weed, and it helps me deal.
Back to reference point.
You also have to understand, man, you've been through basic training. Basic training changes you mentally and like really prepares you. Like if I hadn't gone through basic training before my injury, I wouldn't be the same person. Yeah.
You've got to be mentally. I think
Like
about
literally
it all
when
the
I
time.
was in the hospital, they were like, "Why aren't you like freaking out?" And I was like, "I'm just
You know what? That's very
drinking
true.
water, driving on, man. Like this is what the fuck they taught me to do. Is what I'm gonna do right now.
Yeah, bro. Mental toughness, man.
Drink water, drive on."
And maybe that's what it is.
That
And
solves
also-
everything. Drink more water.
Yeah.
Yeah, drink water. Hell yeah. Tylenol. See benefit. Yeah. Freaking military. He was an Air Force guy.
I put my feet up. Give me a coffee, please.
JB
Instead of
wasn't
Pepsi.
in the military. He was in the Air Force.
I push pallets.
Yeah. But yeah, man, it's crazy because I mean people's expectations and versus reality are just insane. Yeah.
Smoke a little weed.
Smoke a little bit of weed. Smoke a little
Just
weed.
a little bit.
My thing is just I try not to oversimplify these people's like
Problems,
whatever that's
right.
going on in their life, but I'm like smoke a little bit of weed and maybe you won't feel so inclined. But is it that because you have so much money that now you're smoking so much weed that it's not doing nothing for you?
Right.
Now
I believe
I
that.
need the cocaine.
Yeah.
I need the freaking pills. I need all the fancy stuff. You know?
Well, I mean, a lot of people don't realize because they drink a lot, and drinking alone is it's just a depressant.
Yeah,
it
it's a downer.
It keeps you in
You
that
got the
depressed
money
state.
for that fancy drink too.
And in order to get rid of the hangover the next day,
That's a good
you just
point.
keep drinking, and then you just keep drinking, and you never stop drinking. And you're just a fucking alcoholic, and then you don't even realize that shit. And alcoholism is always linked to cocaine use. Like there's songs about meeting up with a stranger in the bathroom and doing cocaine with a stranger in the bar bathroom.
What?
Yeah.
No thanks.
Yeah.
For real. That's a drug we need to get rid of is alcohol. The fact is that, man, that thing kills more people than we will ever even.
Yeah, we had alcohol.
I just think it's funny whenever people who
Yeah.
use alcohol like look down on psychedelic users or like
God, yes. I've had people like that clearly will drink to their shit face, tell me that I need to grow up because I smoke weed.
Grow
And
up.
I'm just like, really?
Grow
You just drove your ass home drunk from the bar. You risked your life, all these people's lives around you. You know what I mean? Like,
Killing yourself from the inside out.
Yeah, I like a drink every
Grow
now and
up.
again too, but I'm just saying, like I said,
the
I'm all about doing all this shit responsibly.
Yeah, again, do your own research. I mean, we talk shit, but we're talking about medicinal. We have experience, stories. All we can say is share our own experiences, but that's the experience that we all share. All the stories we know. Smoke a little weed. You'll probably feel a little better.
Everybody should try a little.
Just try a little bit of weed. And then
it's not for everybody.
It's not. So don't knock, but don't knock it till you try. But don't knock. And then move to acid.
Yeah, and
with
then
us.
legalize. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the next trip. Have you guys ever tried the little psilocybin bars, the chocolate bars?
Ooh.
Nope.
I bought one, and I have not. I'm keeping it like in glass right now. I don't know what to do with it.
Is it 3.5 grams?
Say what?
3.5 grams?
I don't know. I think it's 4 because it comes in like 4 1 gram.
Well, no, just say like it's just
Okay.
Like, it's just like that.
Nice.
Like, where it'll say like the THC amount.
What kind does it say, or doesn't tell you what strand or
I don't have
anything?
it with me. Do you remember? It's
You're
like,
probably gonna want to eat all 4. Just take all 4. Oh, yeah,
It said not to eat
for
half more
sure.
than half of it.
Really?
Shut up.
That's just like.
That's what the guy said.
Well, depending on what you're trying to do, I guess. But when you were talking to me before about what you want to do, eat all 4.
Okay.
If you want a normal trip like acid, eat all 4. If you want to freaking talk to God, then eat 2 bars.
He said talk
So
to
let me
God.
ask- all right,
I'm
so-
not ready for that yet.
What are we talking? All right. So half a bar would not do the trick. Well, how long are we talking about? A full bar, then I guess 4 grams. Few hours because
It's always 4 to 6 hours.
4 to 6
4 to
hours?
6 hours, no matter
Shrooms
the
are always 4 to
amount.
6 hours, yeah.
No matter the amount you take.
So
4 to 6 hours.
no, but I'm just thinking there's like the God dose and everything, and for regular strands it's like 5 grams plus, so you need more than those 4.
That's what I'm saying. If you did 2
Yeah,
bars, that would be the God dose.
Okay.
So
bars
it's
would
4 to
be
6.
Oh yeah. There you go.
Just
There
the
you
more
go.
the more you eat, the bigger you'll feel, but it's only gonna
So-
last 4 to 6
But now
hours
this
no
is
matter what.
minus the nausea, right? Because I understand that.
It's not necessarily true. It's just the better way to eat it because you're not having to eat the
Dip it or
the spongy craziness.
Okay.
Like it's all it's mixed into the
I've
chocolate.
had people
perfectly.
tell me like the chocolate doesn't like make you nauseous versus the shrooms. I haven't tried it though. Have you tried? You tried chocolate, right?
I've tried it with chocolate, yeah, just not what you're talking about like that way. I just like add chocolate myself, and I've gotten so like the darker the chocolate, the more cocoa that's in it. You know how like you have those percentages on some of the bars.
Yeah.
So I've gotten the ones with like that are like I don't know, like 90% cocoa or some shit like that. They taste like shit. I'm telling you right now, they're
The old school
they're
that
awful.
Grandma would make like
Chocolate, the fucking.
So I'll get those, and then I'll get like maybe some regular Hershey's and mix those two or something, and just I'll eat it. I'll make a sandwich out of it and just eat it that way. And
You know, I heard I
It's
could be
awesome.
totally high and like imagining this, but I feel like somebody could spot check me on it. But I feel like I heard dark chocolate is like an adductor, like almost like activated charcoal will make things bind to it, and which might be the reason why it kind of helps.
there's another word for it. You're right, and it has like this synergistic effect with the psilocybin where it enhances it for sure, and that's why I'm saying. But it's awesome with it, in my opinion.
But I've also wanted to take psilocybin pills. I've also wanted to take freaking what's the other one? Peyote is.
Yeah, from like the desert, right?
What's the active ingredient though?
Isn't that like from one of those?
I don't remember what you get from that one.
It's not opium, right? It's the stuff from like a cactus, right, or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot what the hell that stuff is called. Salvia? Is that what it's called? No.
Salvia is a different drug.
This is a whole different thing. I know it's from like one of those plants too. But yeah, man, we're talking drugs. It's fun. Tripping though. Let me tell you what. I had a friend that I used to, a former plug, good friend of mine, he used to go to Halloween Horror Nights every year.
Oh my
with
goodness.
all his friends and trip, do mushrooms.
Talk about visuals, feelings.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I don't know if I can handle something like that.
Oh, I don't think,
Well, I mean, if you know,
anything crazy while tripping,
you go to Halloween Horror Nights to get scared, right? So you just amp up the volume here.
shit in pants.
So we did in the Bahamas. They have these scuba diving things that are like you like kind of sit in them, and there's this tank that's over your head, and you drive them around like almost like a little motorcycle underwater, right?
Yeah.
So we were on acid in those things in the Bahamas, like just like, oh fuck yeah, you know, seeing all the fish and everything. It was awesome. A lot of fun. A lot of fun. So this is like, you know, not recommended if you don't know how to control yourself, because people can fucking wig out on this kind of stuff, you know, like I'm cool with any of the stuff that I take, and I have control of myself, and I just, if you can kind of surrender into it and just relax and embrace whatever the feelings are, you know, and
You'll be all right.
man, you be great.
You start getting claustrophobic, you're because if you're too deep into it, you just like, yeah, take it all the time.
It's a wrap.
But still, like anything in nature is always like the two best
Nature,
places
right?
to do any
I've
type of
heard
psychedelics is in nature or at music festivals.
Yeah.
Like, those are the places.
Music festival.
That's fun for
EDC,
sure.
that's why,
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
Listen, let's be honest.
I'm out.
Everyone knows that electronic music is trash, garbage. It's terrible,
Yeah, I
terrible
can't do
music. I'm kidding. But the EDC is always selling out. You know, the music, what is it, the EDC, and there's another one that always comes here every year, right?
Florida?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like, I can't think of it.
I
But
can't.
all the big festivals-
Ultra's in Miami.
Yeah,
There you go.
there's Okeechobee. There's freaking.
There's a bunch. There's tons. But people constantly go to these like electronic music festivals, and I think the big draw is to do acid and freaking party. Right? I
Hey,
think that's
done.
I mean,
Put it on the
there is
schedule.
a ton of
man.
people who actually just go for the music and are sober, but
garbage people.
Yeah, you got a mix of
there's
everything.
also a lot of people that are just drinking. Like I've definitely seen that. Like, and that's honestly that's the reason why I quit drinking. Is that I was at a music festival at EDC. I was freaking on acid, and I had taken 2 liquid drops of acid that night.
Oof.
And so I was sitting there and I was like looking around, and I could see the people who were drinking because they were stumbling, and there was a whole bunch of people that were angry at each other and like yelling at each other, like they were drinking too. And like then there was like people who would walk by or like literally holding hands, skipping, and fucking with fucking fairy wings and shit on, and I'm like, they're on my drugs.
Yes.
And then I was just like, then I started thinking about how many drops of alcohol I would have to drink in order to like get to the level that I would want to be at on alcohol and be like at the drunk level that I want to be. And I was just like, how many drops would that take? And then I started thinking about how many drops it would take, and then also how much it would cost for me to even get those many drops. Where like the drops of acid, it was $10 each basically,
Done, right.
which I even paid less because I freaking bought. I always buy 100 hits just because I do. So I always just share with everybody.
Valley shopper here.
So
No, I hear you. It's like you saw it. You
yeah,
saw
and I just saw
alcohol
like
in
that
your
I was an
face.
inferior drug, and I don't feel like shit the next day after acid.
That's the big kicker for me. It's like you're gonna pay for that shit when you get to that level of being drunk.
Yeah.
The next day's gonna suck.
Yeah.
So one of the things psychedelics do is let you see things from like a different perspective. You know what I mean? Like you get to see things from different angles, and maybe you wouldn't kind of catch that normally. It kind of helps you. It's badass.
Interesting, yeah.
No, I quit smoking cigarettes and I quit drinking daily off of acid.
2 of the worst things you could do to yourself.
And I instantly started
seriously.
saving literally the next year that I stopped doing both of those things, I saved 10 grand the very first year.
Damn.
Without even trying.
Wow. You can spend a lot of money. You already know on cigarettes, but on liquor too. You know what I mean? Just throughout the course of a year. Absolutely.
I'm looking at the time, and I feel like we should cut for the radio. I'm not getting the show off at all. I didn't think we should roll up and keep it going. But shout out to WJHM102jams.com. That's the show for you guys.
Yeah.
100 episode of the Podheads Web Show. Roundtable. Shout out to Junior over there. AJ, Big Ace Junior. Thank you for stopping by. Shout out to the shirt. The ugly ass hat. Big Ace. You already know, bro.
Stop hating.
I'll hate.
Stop hating.
You're always welcome to come into the cipher here.
Without the hat.
Yo! Yeah, we're gonna keep partying here, so we're gonna say
We got
goodbye.
a lot of stuff. We got a lot of stuff
Can't hit.
Yeah.
to get through here.
So for Frank the Tank, over here, flip it over here. Cash, brother, thank you for letting us see your domain, your castle.
Yep.
So
We'll be getting this place set up like properly soon, so hopefully I'll see you guys more over.
Definitely. And our Sherpa through our spiritual journey. Trevor, thank you so much for being here. You know you're always welcome. Thank you for the
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And all right, back to you guys, WJHN. Joe Boy.
Show, yeah.
It's a show.
Until next week, every hashtag We Wednesday, 7 p.m.
7 p.m. We love the radio show.
Yeah, so we gotta keep time for the radio. We totally didn't.
I'm sure. Yeah, we didn't, but I think we've been over
the
now.
podcast. I will record some commercials for no problem, Joe.
No worries,
No problem.
our man.
Yeah. Speaking of Joe, my homeboy just got just recovering from catching COVID.
Joe,
now I want to get your opinion because you, Trevor, you're out on the vaccine right now. So my homeboy Joe Boy, he's the station manager. He was out on doing the vaccine for whatever reasons he felt. We never really got into it. But long story short, he ended up catching COVID, and now he's like, "Oh shit!
Should have done it."
I died twice. They revived me, and now I'm on oxygen for the next at least a month." And he's like, "Yeah, I should have done a vaccine. I'm telling everybody they need to go get vaccinated." What do you say to people like that? First of all, I'm sorry if I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but if you, I know you're out on getting vaccinated.
You're an anti-vaxxer?
I wouldn't say all that, but you're out on getting vaccinated for the COVID vaccine, right?
Yeah, I'm not. I don't want the experimental injection for me. Sure.
Yeah, and I personally, I haven't gotten a flu vaccine in like a decade because if I don't have to put some unknown substance in my body, if I don't have to, I don't even like to take Tylenol if I don't have to.
Yeah, and listen, I mean, I know a number of us were in the military. We've gotten tons of vaccinations and so much more than the general public gets. So, like, you know, but this one, no, I don't want none of that. I don't want nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with it.
So, you when you say that, you feel like, are you taking? I haven't seen you wear a mask or anything like that. Are you worried in the least bit about catching COVID? Or
No.
Anything like that?
No, I don't live in fear. You know, I mean.
Just fucking. Do you wash your hands? You're just taking life normal, just as a normal.
I mean, I'm gonna be clean and stuff, and I'm not trying to like rub ass all over everyone and like, trying to spread,
Strangers.
Like, come on, give me a sip of that soda you're drinking there, Jill.
Sure.
Yeah, but so safe to say that COVID has not affected your life,
No.
Anyway,
No.
I know he had it.
What are we talking about?
AJ had COVID.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
How was that?
That like AJ.
Just sucked.
It sucked.
Yeah.
Talk to me about onset. Like, what? All right, so when did you realize you were sick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what? How'd you know you were sick, and like, how'd that? Yeah, talk to me.
Well, I found out that Yasmin, my sister, was sick. So then,
She gave it to you.
well, our grandfather gave it to
It's
us.
a good job, Grandpa.
Great job,
It wasn't our dad. I promise you, it wasn't our dad.
So then, I ended up catching it, and then I was hanging out with some of my friends from work. They ended up catching it too.
Oh snap! You were a spreader. You're like patient zero.
Oh, you're the new.
But
Community.
Don't go there.
but so yeah, and then
Spread neck.
I'm just kidding.
Spread neck? You're a spread neck?
Spread
I never heard that.
No, I haven't heard that
I'm
one.
kidding. I'm absolutely just kidding.
so yeah, it's just
But it works like that. Just like getting the flu. I mean, you know how many times I've gotten my kids sick. My kids have gotten me sick.
yeah.
My 8-year-old could sneeze right in my face by mistake.
And not give a shit.
Not give a shit. And I am not. And now I'm on my deathbed. I got 1 foot in the grave because my 8-year-old had a chest cold. Like seriously, it's crazy. So yeah, definitely can't blame you for getting other people sick or how they react to it. But talk to me about your symptoms. Like, did you lose your sense of smell? Did you go nose blind?
Well, kind of just because of all the congestion.
Oh, okay.
There's just a lot of congestion, but my taste was still normal.
Okay, well, thank you.
Yeah, it was just like a constant headache.
Either, bro.
Hey, right,
I'm
Cal?
not joking.
Oh, everything's still. I would imagine everything's still good for you down there. All right, good.
Just saying, they said it's permanent.
Really?
Yep.
Whoa!
Anybody who got COVID, it's
Nah,
like very likely that if you're a dude, you probably have ED and it's permanent.
Oh no.
Really?
Shit,
Yeah.
well, thankfully, I ain't never get it.
That wait, hold on a second. Does that change your mind about getting the vaccine?
No.
That's funny.
No,
It affects everybody.
you didn't. So you guys got to follow the stuff, right? Watch the news because you can see, or not the news, but like the stuff that they put out. What they put out about the CDC? They're even talking about how the vaccinated are now more harmful and spreading COVID more than the unvaccinated, and that they were wrong about the test. That the test failed and everything. So like. They're all admitting all this stuff. So like they say this thing, they jump back, they say this thing, like
I don't know what.
so like what do you I mean so like what
Things change whenever like they get new information. They try a thing and then it doesn't work and then they have to try another thing.
Well,
Yeah, that's true.
you got lawsuits against the government right now that people into the thousands for the deaths from the vaccine, and there's people that are talking that the numbers are more like over 1 million in the first 4 weeks of the vaccine being put out. So
It's just not reported.
it's just not reported. So I mean, why would anyone want to? Once you hear anything like this, and if it's even remotely possible, why would you even let someone inject something like that into you?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I was completely out on the vaccine until motherfuckers at work told me I was gonna have to wear a mask all day, every day again if I wasn't vaccinated.
And that's going to happen.
And I
in this
said, you know what?
That's
I don't
going
wanna
to
wear the
happen in
fucking
this
mask
country. It's a
anymore.
private country.
So I
It's
went and did it
private
anyway.
companies in
Well,
Massachusetts.
I didn't want to. I kind of did it because I hate wearing the damn mask.
In
Yeah.
Stupid reason,
Massachusetts,
but
all
that's my
children
reason.
have to wear masks when they go
All
back to
children?
school. All children have to wear masks when they go back to school. So my point is,
No, they don't.
in Massachusetts, every single kid
Okay.
has to
I
get
was
one.
saying,
Not
not
here,
Florida.
it's Florida. I'm just telling you
Oh,
that
I was like,
a
you just
lot of
banned that
private
shit.
companies are choosing that route. If you're not vaccinated, you gotta wear a mask all day. You pick. And you're gonna get fired if you don't. Like, you're getting fired. People are losing their jobs every day.
Oh no,
because
they
decide
they
to
pretty
not
much-
get vaccinated.
They pretty
or
much
to.
told anybody, like, if you're not vaccinated and you get caught without a mask, you'll be fired.
Bam. There you go.
And it's,
they're-
and it's just because they're trying to cover their asses. They don't want nobody getting sick from the guy at the dealership and then suing the dealership.
It's always
or
about
whatever the
money.
case may be.
It's always about cover your ass, CYA money. Okay, I'm not, you know.
I got
I
vaccinated.
really live like,
Am I
yeah.
the only one vaccinated here?
I'm vaccinated.
Oh, okay, just good. Yeah, I got the Pfizer vaccination. Vaccination, right? Vaccine. I had the Pfizer vaccine. And I don't know, it was kind of, I wouldn't say forced upon me, but it was something, I was a federal employee at the time. And it was like everybody that works here is getting it. And so, and I was like, well, you know what? I saw that they had a walk-in one day, and I said, screw it. I'd rather do it now than have to wait in this ridiculous line of all my other coworkers later on. I just said, screw it. I did it. Because I've already been injected with so much other shit, I just said, why not?
You mentioned.
So what?
about-
So are you gonna get the booster then now?
No.
But have you heard that about the
every
Pfizer
year.
with the Pfizer one? No, every 6 months for the P Pfizer one. Theirs only lasts up to 6 months.
So good. I mean, then it's passed.
So like,
Then I'm no longer vaccinated.
so
And I'm not getting a booster either.
they're not even vaccines, man. That's why they're called experimental injections, and they're not backed by like the whole FDA and all that stuff. Like the whole thing works differently than everyone thinks. Like the whole thing and like how people like live and die, it doesn't work the way people think, and so that's why you see some people that die that get it, some people don't die.
That's why I'll agree.
Because if you're not meant to die from that, you're not gonna die from that. So don't fucking worry about it. Whatever's meant to happen for you, then it's gonna happen.
That's basically where I'm at.
Why are you gonna sweat it? Why are you gonna fear or like stress about shit? And why don't you just enjoy your life instead?
You could die, walking outside the door, right? Tripping. Your shoelace
I
or
don't mind it.
whatever. You know?
An airplane can crash in my house. Is what it is.
I like
Living
living
on the edge.
Living on the
You
edge.
could trip getting out of the bathtub and crack the skull in the toilet.
It happens. It has happened. Absolutely. These gummies are delicious, by the way.
I know, I want to keep eating them.
These
but
little
I'm
Sour
like,
Patch.
fucked up if I
It's
keep
right
eating them.
Pass them. Stony
Okay,
Patch.
let's do it. Creepy crawlers. Oh, let me not say creepy crawlers because we get sued.
Oh, man.
Trolley sour bright crawlers.
No.
I want to try those.
Read it
Go
right.
jump on it.
Stony Patch. Trolley ones, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not bad.
Oh,
How long we been here, guys? We've been a good while.
About an hour and a half.
Who ripped it?
I think it might be a good time to call it. It's been a fun little.
Yeah, good
round
good
table
barbershop,
with my
towel rant, round table with the fellas.
Yeah.
Always welcome in the cipher with the pie.
Kind of
And
a
I'm
new-
like, this is edibles. The edibles are in me. I'm like,
Kind of a new thing we're trying out here, you know?
I
I
got
really
my
like
hand
this idea of, you know, put up some shit up in here. We got plenty of mics. We can get more people in here. do some
more
fun-
guests, yeah. So today
fun
definitely
stuff,
was a.
interviews, more space.
Definitely.
So I can destroy JP and more content and things. I don't know. The weed versus alcohol thing was kind of an even. You know, we
Yeah.
were expecting you to be throwing up later. This
No,
man
I-
took 6
I
shots.
killed that shit.
6 shots in an hour.
Yeah.
Oh, tequila. And I
Nice.
took 6 bong rips, and I think I was worse off. At one point, I got the giggles, and I couldn't stop laughing. He was killing me, because he was freaking wasted. But I just couldn't stop laughing because just watching it.
Killed it.
So yeah, the weed definitely got me after 6 bong rips. Basically, every 10 minutes, I completely killed the bong. Kill the bowl.
Yeah, bowl.
He
A
took
whole
a shot.
bowl. A whole bowl.
And yeah, by the time,
an hour went
4 or
by.
5 freaking bong rips in, and it was big ones. I was like, oh shit, like I'm laughing. I can't even stop laughing. I'm looking down because I'm like on camera. Laughing hysterically.
Fell out right after her. You went right to bed too.
Yeah,
like a baby.
Done skiing.
Yeah. And that was it.
He got drunk, and he was fine.
I was fine, but I
He was
couldn't.
walking on my top, like kitchen, walking straight line, doing the chop.
Ate it. But I tell you what, I did not go to bed that night till like 3 o'clock in the morning. So that was crazy.
How'd you feel the next day?
You know what? I felt fine, and I say just for the record, I did eat a lot before, and I did eat a lot after because did not want to pay the consequences of 6 tequila shots within the hour because I knew it was gonna be bad. So I protected myself a little bit.
Okay, yeah, we had a plan, sure. Yeah, we worked on it. It was fun. It was a fun.
I like contests. We should have a lot more.
Yeah, we gotta bring back higher learning. We gotta definitely bring it back.
So I can own you again.
Anyway, yeah. So let's say bye on the this.
Yeah.
And then maybe we'll fire up this volcano. Anyway, anybody watching, we appreciate you guys. We love you guys.
We love you guys. Thank you so much.
Next time,
every Wednesday, 7 o'clock. Maybe here, maybe in the Stafford. Who knows? But the Podheads will be here.
Yeah. Trevor, Jeremy, JB, AJ, Big Ace.
Yeah.
We'll see you around.
Peace, y'all.
It's the Podheads.
Yep.